Hey guys, Holly here with Painted Dreams Art Studio, and I am here to paint tonight with you. I'm going to paint this super cute pumpkin, floral pumpkin. It'll be really fun. It's super easy. I'm going to talk you step by step through it, and we're going to do it. All right, I'm going to fix this screen so that I can see all the comments. Let me go in here and do this. Let me refresh the screen. Here we go. Here I am. Oh, turning it down. All right, now I can see all your comments. All right, so let's paint this pumpkin tonight. Who's ready? If you're here, give me a shout out and let me know that you can hear me and all the audio is good, because I've had issues with that before. So y'all say hey to me. Let me know you're watching, okay? All right, I'm gonna get my face off here and just get real close and personal with this. Maybe remove. There we go. Now you can see this really close. How cute is this? Y'all let me know if y'all like this. All right, so the first thing we have to do tonight is we're going to paint the background. We're going to make it look like wood. So this looks just like I practiced on this little piece right here. So we're going to do this first, and then we'll paint the pumpkin on, and then we'll put the flowers on. All right. I'm going to put this where I can see it somewhere. I don't have many places. I'm just going to put it up here. All right. I've painted it twice, so I know. Also, I have another pumpkin tutorial if y'all haven't seen it yet. And I modified it the other day because somebody wanted to come paint with me. Hey there. I just want to see. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Cynthia. I'm here just going to watch for now. We'll paint tomorrow. I don't know who that was. Let me look. Who was that made that comment? It says Facebook user. If y'all are, I'm using StreamYard, so if y'all want to click and say, hey, let StreamYard give them permission to put your name out here, that'd be great. Anyway, let's get started. Oh yeah, the colors are fun. This is a 12 by 12 canvas that I'm painting on. Or I think, hang on, let me measure it. I think it's 12 by 12. I'm 99.99% sure. 12 by 12. I love square canvas. I don't know why I love them so much, but they're awesome. Okay, so if y'all haven't seen my stacked pumpkin tutorial, this doesn't look like it because I use these same flowers that I'm doing tonight on this tutorial, and it looks so good. I loved it better than the other ones. So y'all make sure to paint this and add the flowers that I'm doing tonight. Hey, Connie, I couldn't tell that I'm doing tonight on the in between the layers, in between the pumpkins. It looks really cute. Anyway, so I have the stacked pumpkin tutorial on Facebook already. So y'all make sure to check that out if you hadn't already painted it. All right, so we're going to do this first. We're going to make wood out of this plain old canvas. All right, let's do it. Okay, so to do this, I have these fabulous inks that I bought to do our floral frenzy painting with. Oh my gosh, I have to redo my style. Yes, I know, they're so cute. It's so cute with these flowers on it. Okay, so I'm going to use this transparent raw umber. If you do not have inks, it's okay. You can do the same effect. Even if you just had the raw umber ink, it's a Liquitex acrylic ink, okay? And I'm going to use the raw umber, and I'm going to use the burnt sienna. You don't have to have the burnt sienna, but I just added it in there. Okay, and then you need some burnt umber paint. I'm just using this Americana Deco Art paint, okay? All right, so let's do it. Let me find my brush. I'm just using a 1-inch brush for this. And I'm going to just start with putting this ink on. And I'm going to put it on in the way that I want my wood grain to go. Just like this. All right, and I opened it. I got all the trash from opening it on this canvas, so that kind of sucks. That's okay. And you can also wet your canvas a little bit. I've got this little mister, and if you want your ink to go a little bit further, you can just spray this little mist on it. So we're gonna just make, I'm used to making old painted wood, but this is gonna be just old stained wood. We're changing it up. We're changing it up. Okay, so I'm gonna mist it just a little bit to wet it, to wet my canvas. There we go. You don't want to use too much water, but I want to use this 1-inch brush, and I'm going to buy the grain. Okay, the grain of the wood. I'm making it look like wood. I swear it's gonna, y'all. And if y'all are here, y'all sprinkle this around so some other folks can come join us that may be interested in learning. I was absent for a little while, y'all. I'm sorry. Life gets in the way sometimes. You know what I'm saying? My daughter is in band. It is band season, like it's marching season. And we're at the football field every Friday night. And I like to paint on Friday nights. So it has been kind of a crazy, crazy time. All right, I'm going to add a little bit of the Cinia just to give it a little bit of color. And I'm also going to add some this burnt umber paint and start making some lines with that also. I'm just using a 1-inch brush, and I'm just going back and forth. And once it dries, the first coat dries, it'll start looking more and more like wood. I probably should have put a little bit of the paint on there first, but I didn't. It's all right. Let me push this up so y'all can see what I'm doing. All right, how's everybody been doing? I haven't been on here in a little while. I also have another project I want to do tomorrow. It is a cute door hanger. It says Boo. And I have one already made, but I'm going to make this one. And I'm probably going to go, I don't know, my mom's on here watching. I'm probably going to go and give it to her to put on her back door or something. It'll be cute. I found some super cute ribbon to put on it. So, Mom, if you're here, I'll totally give it to you when I get it done. Because I already have one on my door. I don't need it. All right, so we're making this wood background. And I'm just 1-inch brush. I'm doing this raw umber. You could use burnt umber, but I honestly couldn't find mine. So, and this is what I used as the original. So we're making a wood background. And I'm dipping in. And I think I used a little bit of black. Let me put some black on here. I'm using I'm dipping in that black just a touch to make some lines here. I might need to dry it a little bit first. Don't dip in it too much. Like I just did. It'll be all right. It's going to be all right. You do want it? Okay, good. Doing good, Miss Connie. Have y'all been, did anybody do their color wheel? I want to know. I'm gonna my tribers, my tribe girls, y'all tell us if you're in the tribe. And we're gonna I just put the flamingo in our group. It's really cute, and I can't wait to see what y'all do. It's our end of the summer flamingo. We're saying goodbye to summer. And it was so nice out last night. We were at the ballpark or the football field till 10:30 or 10 last night in Greenville. Maybe it was 9:30. I'm really bad with time. All right, I'm just adding some darker lines in here like my wood. And I keep going back and forth because I'm kind of waiting on it to dry a little bit. Is it looking like wood yet? I hate using the hairdryer, but I might have to. And then I took my brush. You see the little knotty parts in here? Like knots. I'm just taking a little bit of the darker. I have the umber and the burnt umber and the black mixed a little bit. And I'm just adding some little knots. Like with the edge of my brush. I don't love this brush. Okay, let me look at it on the screen. It's hard to see it when it's flat. Who's ready for Halloween? I'm gonna my sister wants me to put together some Halloween stuff. Do y'all love to paint Halloween stuff? I'm gonna do like a witch's hat or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And then I'm gonna do my next month. We're gonna do a white church, a little white chapel in our tribe. So I'm excited about that. It's gonna be super, super cute. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more of this. I'm just gonna do it in lines, like where I want it. I love this liquid, this ink. I just do. I don't use it in too many things, but I love the way it looks. It's real transparent. All right, let's go over this real lightly. So I debated on even coming alive right now. I know everybody's not from Alabama, but Alabama's playing. I'm an Auburn fan, so it doesn't matter to me. I love to decorate for Halloween, so that will be fun. Yes. Oh, yes. I'm excited about the chapel project. And I'm debating on, I mean, we're gonna do it, but I wanna show y'all how I can get inspiration and all that. So we're gonna maybe talk through the whole thing, like the process of it. Anyway, I'm working on it. Like, I want you guys to be able to create your own art eventually and your own pieces and know how to do that. That is like the whole goal of my tribe, is for you guys to have fun, of course, and then I want you guys to be creative, and the more I paint, the more creative I get. So, and I want to teach you guys how to create and how I come up with different inspiration and stuff. And then another thing I'm doing right now is I'm taking a class, which is it's being frustrating to me. Yes, I take classes too. Gator game. Do we play y'all this year? I don't know. I haven't even looked at the football schedule. I've been too involved in high school football to worry about college football. Okay, so here's our wood. I think it looks pretty good. What do y'all think? I'm gonna blow dry it so that we can get on with our pumpkin. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Sometimes with my AirPods, y'all can't hear it as much. I kind of like wear my AirPods when I do this because of that. Okay, now we're gonna start with our pumpkin. I'm gonna get my 1-inch brush again. I'll just use that same brush I had and rinse it off good. I think that looks pretty good for Melissa. I don't remember what I asked. You said I'm not sure. Okay. You can draw this with chalk if you want to and kind of get your shape in your head, but I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to look at mine that I already did. So I'm going to come about halfway up, and I'm going to start with the middle. Oh yes, that's right. Look, I didn't get so distracted. That's my ADD coming out. Not remembering what I said. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked at the schedule at all. Honestly, I haven't even watched an Auburn game this year. I feel kind of bad. I'm a bad Auburn fan. We used to actually go to some games when my son was small. But my daughter said she doesn't understand football. Oh, your boy said no. Okay. They would know, right? All right. So I'm just going to start with the center, and you just make some parentheses. Okay. And I'm using, let me tell you what colors I'm using, buttermilk and white. Okay. And then I'm going to do this again. I'm going to come start where I started, where I left off right here with my parentheses, and do it again. I'm going to make a bigger one. You can call it a parentheses or C's. And I'm going to do it again on this side. And I'm going to fill it in. And I'm always going with the grain, you can call it the grain, of the pumpkin. I want my pumpkin to be this shape, this parentheses shape. So I'm just going back and forth over and over again in that same direction. Okay, so I'm going to come right here where I left off, a little bit lower, and make another one. This is how you make a pumpkin, y'all. Because all the vines come from here. You can just imagine when it's growing, the vine coming here, and it's starting to grow like this, so it leaves those lines. And you want to leave those indentions in the pumpkin, or the illusion of them. If y'all are just getting here, let me know you are here. Give me some hearts and thumbs ups or whatever you do out there. All right. I'm using buttermilk and white. Let's do it again. We're going to make some more. I don't want to go all the way to my edge. I'm leaving some edge. And see, this one's a little bit lighter, the background. I think because I put the black in there, it made it a little bit darker. But that's okay. It just looks like darker wood. All right, let's do it one more time on this side. I'm not in love with this brush I'm using. getting a different brush. I like a little bit of a stiffer brush than that. That was a really soft brush. So I'm taking a class right now, and it's a intuitive painting class. Like, you don't plan it, you just kind of start painting like marks on canvas. And it's kind of crazy because I like to plan stuff. But it's kind of fun. So I want to do a project like that with y'all soon, once I get it down. But you just literally are taking your paintbrush and marking marks on canvas. And then after that, you use negative space to create your picture. So it's interesting. We'll see. It'll be fun to see what everybody comes up with. But you're supposed to look at what you are doing and see, like, I'm doing floral in it. And anyway, it's hard to explain. My brush is still wet. Okay. All right. So I've got the majority of my white on here for my pumpkin. Make sure you have enough paint on your brush. It's no fun to paint with not enough paint. And I'm just kind of dipping into the buttermilk and into the white at the same time. And there we go. All right, so now I'm going to dip in. I got to get some more of the burnt umber on my palette. Where did I put it? Come here, little burnt umber paint. Here it is. All right, I'm going to put some of this, more of this on my palette so that I can make some lines in my pumpkin. I'm going to start at the bottom. I'm just going to find those C lines. And it's okay if it kind of blends in. It might be better if it's almost dry. All right. All right, so if y'all paint this, I want to see them. Sometimes people don't show me their work and I want to see them. That's how I enjoy, that's why I enjoy doing this, is because I like to see what everybody creates. All right, so I'm back in my burnt umber and I'm just making these lines. In here. And it's okay if they're messy. You don't want them to be perfect. This is an old farm pumpkin. Nothing on the farm's perfect. Right? All right. Unless it's Joanna Gaines' Perfect Farmhouse, right? Who watched that show? But I bet there's something out of place somewhere with all them kids, right? All right, I'm coming around the outside. With this burnt umber, just to outline it a little bit. And if you feel like you put too much, you can always go back and add white, right? Like, I'm going to probably paint over these two lines right here. I don't love them. I'm not in love with them. You might hear me say that a few times. There. All right, so once it dries, I can come put another coat, okay? And I don't want just stark white. I'm using the buttermilk and the white. I'm mixing it in together. Oh, I got into my line there. It's okay. Who else has kids in the band and has been running yourself crazy during football season? Do tell. It's like, and then another thing I'm doing, I'm going back to work at the hospital some. I'm a nurse, if y'all didn't know that, but and I'm fixing to start picking up some shifts at the actual hospital. I work in the at an imaging center now. So sometimes I feel like I'm not doing what I'm called to do, you know? Do y'all ever feel like that? So I'm going to go back and help out at the hospital some. I mean, I love my job, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you need that fulfilling part of taking care of people. That's a nurse thing. Sometimes I feel like I need to take care of people. All right. All right, so now that we've got this part done, it's time. It is time to put the flowers on it. We're going to put the leaves on first. All right. I'm going to put this somewhere I can see it. So I can see where I put them so I don't have to rethink about it. I already thought about it. I don't want to think about it again. Okay. It needs to dry, y'all. I'm going to dry it hesitantly. All right. Okay. It's dry enough. All right, so let's do some leaves. I've got the colors I have on my palette are evergreen. I've got some pistachio mint. I've got some Irish moss. And I don't know if I'm going to use the Irish moss yet, but I love this color. Look how pretty that color is, y'all. But anyway, I've got it on my palette, and I'll tell y'all if I use it. And I used the medium Hauser green on the original, so we'll see. I might grab some of that. But right now, we're going to start with some evergreen and some pistachio mint, and we're going to put some leaves. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to put a stem so I can have a line to where I can make my leaves. I'm putting a stem here. Okay. I'm going to put a stem coming up this way. Over here. We're just kind of putting some stems. And on your composition, you can do it however you want. I wanted something long right here in this side. I'm gonna write words on this side of the pumpkin, so I don't want it to come down too far here. So I'm kind of making the bigger leaves on this side of it. And I'll put some smaller leaves coming like that. But I definitely want lots of leaves. It just looks really good on this pumpkin. All right, so let's make leaves. I'm gonna use just a flat brush. I may change to my angle brush, we'll see. And I'm gonna start just putting some leaves. I'm gonna do little parentheses. These are kind of different than the ones I usually do. My pumpkin's still a little bit wet. All right, so I'm doing one right here. I want them spread out just a little bit. And I'm just doing parentheses. 1, 2, and then filling it in. Or smiley and frownies. You can call them smiley and frowny faces. And you can use an angle brush or you can use a flat brush. I need some more paint. And I'm starting out with the darker color, and I'll add, and I dipped a little bit into the light, but we'll add some more light a little after we get the base of our leaves on. Brownie, smiley, filling it in. Okay, and I'm gonna do one on this side. All right, let's do some up here. I want these leaves to be big and pointy. You want a variety in the leaf shape. All right. And some of these are going to get covered up, and that's okay. If y'all have any questions, y'all feel free to ask. I'm here. Sometimes I don't see the comment right away, but I will answer as you come on and ask once I look up. Huh. All right, let's do some right here. Let's do these. So is there anybody new here that hasn't painted with me before? I'm curious. I'm just doing smileys and frownies and filling in the middle with a flat brush using evergreen and pistachio mint. Okay. All right, let's do some different kind of leaves. I'm going to add a little bit of this lighter color in while it's still wet. I did not rinse my brush. I'm just adding a little bit of the lighter color just to kind of give my leaves a little more shape. Just shaking them up. Will the video be? Yes, you can watch, Debbie, you can watch the replay, absolutely. My steak is, Will. He said my steak is ready. And no, Lexi cannot have my steak. That's my dog, y'all. Goofball. Yeah, the replay will be available on my Painted Dreams art page. You can totally come back and watch it. But make sure but you only can do it if you will post a picture. I want to see them. All right. All right, so let's make a different shape. I'm going to use my filbert, my little filbert. It's my favorite brush. Let's use it. This is a filbert brush. It is this is a number 6. It's a small, it's kind of has a rounded end, okay? And I'm going to use it to make some more leaves. I'm going to go in to this I'm going to mix a little more pistachio mint in with this evergreen color and make my smaller leaves with this brush. Okay, where do I want them? I want some right here. I know. All right, so to make these leaves, I'm going to hold up close. I'm just pushing my brush down and pulling towards that vine. Pushing down, pulling towards the vine. Pushing down, and I'm using the edge of the brush. And I'm just going. It's so easy. Don't stress out over leaves if you have a filbert brush. You're pushing down, pulling towards the middle. Just like that. So easy. And just take your practice pad and practice these and then go for it. We're going to do them up here. Ready? We're pushing it down and pulling. Push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. That's as easy as that. The brush is doing the work. Just make sure you have paint on your brush. It will not do the work if it doesn't have paint. It will be stressful if you do not have paint on your brush. We don't want painting to be stressful. We want it to be fun. Okay, let's add some over here. Push, pull. Same technique. I love making these. My favorite ones. Okay. I want some to go up right here, so I'm going to add another vine really quick. I'm going to use my flat brush and make a vine. And I'm going to put it coming up like this. And I may put some right about here. Okay. Let's put one right here. See how easy that is? I'm literally making leaves in 2 seconds. You push it and pull it, and it's done. Okay? All right. Now, I'm going to make some more vines for our, we're going to do these mustard color flowers, okay? These are holly flowers. I do not know what kind they are, so do not ask. I do not know. Debbie, let's see. Okay, well, I'm glad you're here. Definitely post a picture. Yes, I can't wait to see it, Debbie. I'm excited you're here. All right, let's put got a little paint problem right there. Get it off before. If you wipe the paint off before it dries with just a little bit of, honestly, I just lick my little paper towel right here and wipe it. It will not stay. It will go away. All right, let's put one of these mustard ones right here. And I'm making a vine so that I know where my leaves need to go. Okay. All right, let's do one right here. Do it kind of have a little snaky swirl to it. And then we're going to do one over here. I need some more. I'm just running out of green. Here, I'm going to use this Irish moss green. Let's do these again. I love this color, y'all. I don't know if it matches our pumpkin or not, but we're going for it. It is bright green. I love bright colors. All right, I'm going to do one right here. And we're going to have one come down this way. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit bigger brush for this part. If I can find my bigger filbert brush. There I go with that filbert brush again. I'm using a number 12 filbert for this one. It's a little bit bigger, but see how it has that rounded tip? These are awesome brushes for leaves and flowers. All right. Let's do it. Okay, I'm going to use a marigold. I've got marigold and deep ochre, or an ochre color on my palette. It's these two colors. Really, they're almost exactly the same. You do not have to buy both. I'm just going to start with the darker one and see what it looks like, because you could really just use the darker one and add white to it. All right, so we're going to start over here. We're doing that same motion, okay? I'm pushing down and I'm pulling it towards the vine. You may have to go over this one twice. Pushing down and pulling it, because I want it to kind of be rounded. If you push a little harder, it'll make it where you only have to go over it once. Okay, let's do this one. Let the brush do the work. Kind of like let your fingers do the walking. Y'all remember that? Through the yellow pages? Let the brush do the work. It's crazy what your brain thinks of when you're doing stuff like this. Okay. All right, let's do some on this one. Okay. Looking good, y'all. Okay. Doing this one. Put it back down. It's hard to paint when it's in the air. I can try though. I've painted a whole painting standing up to teach people before. Hey, Shannon. Oh, good. I can't wait to see it. Cannot wait to see it. Y'all make sure when you paint my stuff, I want y'all to tag me in it so I can see. All right, I'm just taking some of that lighter color. And really, you could just do white. In fact, I probably will go back over it with a little white. Again, I'm using the filbert brush. And I'm going to just going right back over it with this marigold color. This one's fun to do on the stacked pumpkins, Shannon. If you haven't seen that tutorial, make sure you go find it. And then change the flowers to these flowers. And it is so cute. I did it the other day. I painted it the other day. And the farmhouse pumpkins that I painted. Oh, I left one of these vines off. I'm going to do some right here. My brush is getting too fat. I'm going to get some of this paint off of it. Sometimes you have to just wipe the paint off and then start over. All right, I'm going to put some white on my palette. Oh, I have some white on me here. I'm just going to add a little bit of white to just to give it some variegation, I guess you would call it, in my leaves. I can't tell what it looks like. Yep, it looks good. When I'm painting flat like this, I have to look at the screen to see what the heck it looks like. I'm just tapping my already wet brush with paint in there in the white, and I'm just tapping it. I'm not going over the whole entire thing. I'm just tapping a little bit. You could just come to one side of it just to give it some depth and just a little deeper look, a variegated look, I guess you could say. Little contrast. See how that looks? It looks better, doesn't it? What, you couldn't figure out? Oh, what, the stacked pumpkins? Is that what you're saying, Shannon? Well, just start with one pumpkin then. Once you do this one, then the other one would be easier to do. This will be your practice piece. How about that? I love painting. I can't wait. Like, as soon as I get done with this, I will probably be up half the night working on this painting that I'm painting. This intuitive painting. Okay, we've got that part done. Now, let's add, we're going to add some of these, we're going to add these red flowers now. So I'm going to get some heritage brick. Oh, I already have some. I have some on my palette already. I think this is the color I used. All right, so I'm gonna just do some buds, okay? I'm going to put, let's put one right here. And you can change these colors. It is not written in stone that you have to use these colors, okay? Let's put one coming out this way. And I'm using my filbert brush and I'm just tapping on my canvas and pulling it. And it's making it look like a little bud coming out, okay? Let's do one right here. We're going to add some greenery around it. In fact, I might use a little bit of berry cobbler. Let me find it. This is really orange. Let's see. Where is it? I only have 50,000 paints in this studio. Ah, here it is. This is a little bit pinker. You don't have to use a pinker color. I'm just going to add just a little touch and see what it looks like. I'm just mixing it with this brick color. Okay, I might like that better. Let's see. Yeah, it just kind of gives it a little tint of pink. I just stuck a little bit of berry cobbler in that brick color. And that's what it looks like. All right, so I'm going to do a few of these over here. Let's do one right here, one right here, and we'll do one right here. All right, let's do a few up here. All right, let's stop with those for now. I'm going to rinse my brush. I'm going to get that the little flat brush back. And I'm going to add some vines around these. I'm using some pistachio mint and evergreen and a little bit of that Irish moss. I need to add some evergreen. If y'all are just getting here, let me know you're here watching with me. And if you don't mind sprinkling this video around, I'd love for some folks to come watch. So I'm just going to take my flat brush. It's a smaller, it's a number 10 flat shader brush. And I'm taking the edge of the brush. I'll show you up close. And I'm just going right next to these little flowers that I just made, the petals I just made, and we're making them look like buds. See what I did? All right, so I'm going to do it again right here. And make sure you have enough paint on your brush and go right next to it and just pull down like that. Just pull straight down or pull going towards the vine. And see how it makes it look like a little bud? I love it. I love it. All right, let's do it up here. I'm just going to come right next to it. You can even overlap it a little bit, especially if it's dry. I just streaked in mine, but that's okay. See how that looks like a bud? Let's do it over here. I got red. Let me rinse it. Just going to wipe it off. Okay. And so now I'm just going to take that vine and come all the way down. like it's going into my little arrangement right here. You don't even have to do it to both sides. You can just kind of do it a little bit. You're just making it look like it's budding out like a flower bud. All right, so next we're going to do our cotton. I'm going to go back to that filbert brush, that number 12 filbert. If you don't have a filbert brush, definitely get one. They come in sets, but you don't need every single size. I have a smaller one, I have a bigger one, and I love them. You can just buy that individual. This is my favorite. I got it at Hobby Lobby. It's just their brand. I got it 50% off, the Master's Touch. It's a filbert, number 12. And then I have another one that's smaller. Okay, let's do, this is, the cotton balls are fun, y'all. You can just use that buttermilk color mixed with the white, or you can use this, there's another color called parchment that looks really good for cotton balls, and the sugared peach looks good. So the two colors you need for cotton are the raw umber and an off-white color, or almost white. It's almost white. And I'm going to glob, literally glob. Do y'all see how much I'm putting on here? Glob my paint on. Some of this is still wet, so I'm going to start on the outer ones first, okay? So I'm going to make one right here, and I'm going to glob paint. I'm just smearing it around, okay? Now, let's make another one. Let's smear some right here. Okay, let's make another one. We're going to smear some over here. I don't want them perfect circles. Don't make perfect circles, okay? All right, and let's smear some over here. Just kind of, the filbert is the perfect brush for this because it's already kind of rounded. It kind of looks like popcorn, okay? That's what I'm doing. I'm making some flour popcorn over here. All right, let's do one. Let's do one over here. And we'll put one. And make sure you have a ton of paint because I'm going to show you why in just a second. Let's put one right here. All right, so now I'm going to rinse that off my brush. I'm going to get some raw umber. Not the burnt umber. The raw umber looks better with this. It's a little bit grayer than the burnt. It doesn't have as much brown, if that makes sense. It's a gray brown. Okay, so now I'm going to glob on my paintbrush this umber. Okay, now think about where your vines are going to be. I'm going to have a vine coming down like this. So I want the bottom of my cotton to be towards the vine. So I'm just going to glob and smear it around in here. Okay, I'm going to do it again right here. And if you get too much white on your brush, wipe it off and do it again, because you want the darker to be at the bottom, but you still want some of that umber to be mixed in with the white up higher, okay? All right, so let's do some right here. So I'm just touching the bottom of my cotton ball and smearing it around, basically. And I'm wiping it off, and then I'm going back in to do the next one. So this one's going to be, and if your white gets dry before you get to all of them, in fact, you don't have to do all the cotton balls at once. Do one at a time if that's the case. If you're having to overthink it a little bit. All right, I'm gonna go in here and do this one because you want that wet, the white to still be a little wet when you do this because you want it to mix at the top part, but not you want it to be darker at the bottom. Okay? Y'all go look at a cotton ball and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay. And that's our cotton. All right, so let's make our big flower. We're going to plop that bad boy right in the middle. Plop it right in the middle. Okay, well, not quite in the middle. You don't want it to be all centered and stuff. Kind of off to the side a little bit. But since I put more cotton on this side than this side, I'm going to do it around here. You also could do like 3 smaller ones. That's what I did on these. See, I did one big one on this one. And then on this one, I thought, I'm going to do a little bit different. And I did 3 smaller ones. Okay. So you could do the 3 smaller ones or the 1 big one. All right, y'all vote. Thank you, Debbie. Y'all want me to do 3 or 1? Which one? Y'all tell me. Somebody tell me so I don't have to decide. What are y'all going to paint? Let's vote. I'll do either one. Three. All right, I got a 3. Come on now. Y'all tell me what you want to do. Just one big one. Melissa. All right, I need one more vote to get the time. Definitely going to have to replay this. I love how your painting comes together. Oh, thank you, Tina. All right, Tina says 1. Debbie says 1. Oh, okay. One flower, 1. I've got 3 votes. All right. Or 4. Oh, 5. Okay, I'm going for it. Let's do it. All right, so I'm going to use this big filbert brush because it's perfect for making flowers. And I'm just going to do little parentheses all the way around the flower. And fill it in. It's got lots of paint on my brush. I don't want it to be a perfect circle. I want it to be like that. Y'all see? All right, so next I'm going to add just a touch of white, or actually I'm using that sugared color. And I'm going to tap on these just to make it a little bit lighter because they're blending in to the background here. That's because that background's a little darker than the original. And all I did was add a little white. To these. I'm letting my flower dry a little bit before I mess with it. See what I did? I used the filbert brush. I used the same colors, and I just added just a little dab to each one of these buds that we already did. Okay. Hey, Carla. Miss Tina, I haven't seen you in a while either. I'm so glad y'all are here. Makes me happy. All right, so now that this is it's drying a little bit, I'm gonna add just a little bit. I want my color to be a little bit lighter, and I'm gonna take my brush, the same brush, around again, and just give it a little twist to add. And I don't want to cover all my dark up. I just want to cover some of it up. See how I did? I'm doing these little parentheses. And then I'm going to come around and do a little bit further in the middle. I'm going to add a little bit more white as it's getting lost here. I'm going to go back out to the outside and add a little bit out to the outside. And you just kind of play with it. Once this dries a little bit in the center, I'm going to add a little bit of black right in the center, or either really, really dark brown. I've learned that if you mess with your flowers a whole lot before each layer dries, they really get messed up. So let it dry a little bit before you go messing around with it. I have learned my lesson the hard way. Oh, thank you, Dolores. It's fun to paint. I want y'all to paint it. Am I frozen? Am I frozen, y'all? I can't tell. It looks like I am on my Facebook. Okay, good. I'll just keep going. I've got mine up here so I can see comments. All right. And mine, it just must be my internet. Good deal. Okay, so I'm just dipping in a little bit of the black and the raw or the burnt umber. I'm mixing it together to make a really dark color, almost black. I'm kind of waiting for it to dry a little bit. It needs to dry some more. Okay, I'm just going to tap right here in the middle. That's good enough. It doesn't have to be real dramatic. It just has to symbolize the center of the flower. All right. We're almost done, y'all. This was fun. I'm so excited that y'all were all here with me. Tomorrow, I'm going to do a cute door hanger that says boo. I'm doing it on canvas, and we're going to glue it together with ribbon, but it'll be really cute. I'm doing it, and I'm going to give it to my mama. Are you still here, Mom? She lives next door to me. I'm going to take it over there and let her hang it on her door, because I already have one. I don't need another one. All right, so I'm lightening it up a little bit more, and I'm just adding, I'm scared to do it because it's still wet. I'm just adding just a little bit there. That's good. If you're at home doing this, let your layers dry in between, because the flower just looks better that way, okay? I'm just adding a little bit, not too much, just a little bit. Okay, and so now I want a little bit of a different color in my flower. The other one, see how I pulled in this gold color or mustard color? I'm just going to add a few strokes. I want it to dry more, but I'm going to add a few strokes of that. Not many, just a few. We're going to try. See, it doesn't do right unless it's dry. We're going to let it dry. But anyway, once it gets dry, I'm just going to add a few little strokes in here. and it pulls it all together. The outside's dry. We'll do it out there. I don't want it all over the whole thing. I just want a little bit. There. That's it. We're done. Thank you, Shannon. All right. And then there is already a tutorial about how to do the thankful. The only thing I would do different on this thankful part is, and I'll make sure there's a, the SVG is in there that I use this, or you can just go to a stencil and do it. But it's easier just to do a stencil. But I just traced it. I used graphite paper, and then I just painted around it. I would use a dark brown instead of the black. And you can also use a paint pen, which would be easier. So go get you a paint pen. I'll put the SVG in the, probably in the, in one of the, I don't know. I can't do it in the same one of this video. Anyway, I'll just put a link in a comment. I don't know if I can do it in the comments. Anyway, I'll put it on my page. Just look for it, okay? And it's a SVG with this word on it, okay? And you can use graphite paper. There is a tutorial already to do that. And put some words there. Put your own words there. Make it your own. And then y'all post a picture when you do it. I can't wait to see it. All right. So thank you guys for joining me. If you want to be notified, let me just show you this. If you want to be notified when I go live, text me at 334-471-8321, and I'll add you to my text list, and I'll text you anytime I go live and do these tutorials. So anyway, thank you for joining me. Oh, thank you. All right. Oh, thank you, Melissa. I can't wait to see what you do with it. All right. So y'all make it your own. Have fun with it, and I'll see you next time. Tomorrow, we're doing the boo. Y'all, I'll text whoever. I'll text y'all before I go live. I don't really know what time I'm going to do it, but it'll be sometime tomorrow. All right. See y'all later.